Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing today? This is Yusuf Chowdhury, tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. It is 7:02 p.m. Central Time. So let's see what kind of question do we have for today. Just give me a minute here. All right. Let's see. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ali, what's going on, my man? It's been a while. How you been? How was life? How was business? Okay, so what you got, man? Have you tried the? I think you had a question there. Have you tried the? Messenger rooms with Facebook Live? No, I did not. What about you? Did you try it? Same haircut. Do you ever change the style? Well, it depends on the barber. Oh, just what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. How is everything with you? And how is the organization? So let's see what kind of question do we have today. Let's see. Can you share with us some of the tips on how to brainstorm for SEO with a client? All right. So when it comes to like brainstorming, or if you want to really ask your potential prospect when it comes to like search engine optimization. I mean, there are like probably 100 questions. So let's just start with the basic one. So the basic one's going to be something like, who is their top 3 or 5 competitors, right? 3 or 5 top competitors. Why? We need to know this because we can analyze them. Let's see, busy these days, business is fine, doing YouTube SEO more these days. Great. And the reason you ask that question because you want to analyze their competitor, like how are they ranking locally, how they're ranking on Google, how did they optimize their web pages, what kind of content they're publishing, what kind of link building process, or where are they submitting, creating their properties on external sites, right? Do they have a broken links? Are they utilizing everything within the on page and off page? And are they ranking locally? Are they on the front page compared to the potential clients that you're helping with, right? So that could be one of the questions you can ask. The other thing, if they want to rank for specific popular terminologies, like for example, dentist near me or best dentist in San Antonio, for example. So you can ask them if they know. They're gonna let you know what kind of top 5 or 10 key phrases that they want to rank for. Now, once they give you all those keywords, you don't have to always like implement it on your SEO strategy, because what you have to do once your prospect or potential client gives you this keyword, you have to analyze it. You have to analyze this keyword and make sure that it has enough volume, make sure that the competitor or similar businesses do show up and these are relevant. Then you also have to look at the website and make sure that there are pages that exist for these particular for this particular key terms, right? Okay. So you can just take the keyword and that's it. Because sometimes I have clients tell me that I want to rank for this particular key phrases. I'm like, well, this keyword has a low volume and none of the, for example, there was one company I helped for like a year and a half, and they are in some type of a specific niche based real estate business. So the CEO wanted to basically rank for, let's say, financial something, right? And instead of financing home with no interest, for example, because the first term brought up all these links that deals with education, deals with university, has nothing got to do with the business. So I had to explain to whoever was in charge of the marketing that they need to explain to the owner of the business that you cannot use this keyword, even though it has probably a huge volume of search, because it's not relevant. It doesn't reflect the business. So what's the point of ranking for something that your customer is not looking for you? You know what I mean? So once you ask them for what kind of key phrases, you need to analyze it, each one of them, and get back to them, and also find out other key phrases that can also help their business based on the niche. You know what I mean? So that could be like question number two. So question number two, and this is also very important, and that is you can ask them. I mean, they already answered the question based on what are the top 3 or 5 competitors, but you also have to ask them, who is the target market? When I say target market, what I mean by that, who is their qualified leads, qualified customers, target audience, the actual customer, who are they, right? You can ask them about that. You can also ask them, for example, in terms of services, how many customers they are getting currently and how much they want to increase. You can also ask them what is the value of per lead, because most of them probably not going to tell you how much they bring in from each customer, but at least the value of the lead, right? Because if the lead costs $100, there's a possibility that they make probably 10 times of that, right? Or at least 3 to 4 times of that. Why? Because if they tell you that we get like 30 leads per month and 25 of them converts into paying customers, and the cost for the service is, let's say, $400, so you can do the math. 400 times 25, then you can see roughly how much they're making. So that way you can, if you provide custom prices in terms of services, now you can decide what would be a proper fee for that particular client, right? So that's a good thing to know. And you can also ask them the lowest price for the services or product, and what's the highest price for the services and product, and what is the top number one service and product and the least service or product. Do you have checklists? How do you check on keyword? When it comes to keyword, first of all, you have to find the right tools. There are free versions and there are also paid tools, right? Secondly, the paid tools, sometimes they will do a lot of legwork for you to save you time and get you the best keyword that you want to use. If you are going to use the Google Keyword Planner, traditionally you have to spend probably a couple hours to find the right one, unless if you want to use Market Samurai or SpyFu or any of the premium services, they can get you the keyword that you want that is relevant to the business, relevant to the niche, without spending too much time. Okay. If you want to go back to the traditional route and find out how to use the Google Keyword Planner to find the right keyword, the first thing is you tap the general keyword, then you look for keywords that are transactional, like how to buy math books online, for example, or how to buy shoes online or soccer shoes online. These are like transactional keyword, and also question based. Keyword should be like somewhere around 3 to 4 words, right? So those are the possible checklists, and of course it has to be relevant. The most important thing, it has to be relevant. Then after that, you can look at the volume. Okay. What else we have? So this is some of the brainstorming technique. Okay. When it comes to the search engine, and specifically, or especially when it comes to like kind of content, like what kind of content you're going to put on a weekly basis that basically answers the questions of all the challenges and the pains that the customer goes through, because you are trying to provide the content from a solution based, from a solution point of view. You know what I mean? Because that's what your audience are looking for. I mean, you can also do some research, to see and find out, okay, what else they're looking for, what are they searching, what are they seeking help with, and let me provide that value to my target audience so they can, find the solution, and after that, basically hire you, right? Because when it comes to, like, online presence, and especially the website, when you optimize the website, you're optimizing it for your target audience, for your customers, for your so-called, qualified leads. Then you have a plan, like when the visitor comes in, what do you want them to do? Like, what is the main call to action? Do you want to capture them? Do you want them to book an appointment? Do you want them to call you? I know the concepts sound very simple, but yet most businesses don't think like that. The majority of the businesses or small businesses think of the aesthetics. They look for the look. And I'm asking them, like, okay, so you build this website just for the sake of the design, but have you even got any feedback from the customers, whether they're experiencing or having a good experience on the website or not? Have you got any complaint from them, right? If there's a specific color image that you don't like, but what about your customer? What about the visitors? Do they like it or don't like it? Right? So it's like a confused priorities, right? Like they don't focus on the goal and the objective that is going to improve their business, the objective that is going to increase their bottom line. Again, I'm not saying that the design is not important. Of course, they all play some sort of they play in part, of course, in the marketing. But I've been telling you, like, this is like so common. Like when it comes to the site, you tell them, what is the website about? When somebody visited, what do you want them to do? They're clueless. They don't have any idea. Then how can you measure the data if you have too many options or not enough options, or you don't know what the purpose of the website is? So if you end up getting all this traffic, what are you going to do with this traffic? I mean, how are you going to calculate the clicks and the impression on the site? What makes a conversion when somebody book an appointment, make a call, set up a meeting, or enter their name and email addresses? These are considered conversions, right? So so these are some of the ideas that you can definitely ask when it comes to, like, the proper question. It's kind of hilarious because a lot of businesses, when you ask them a question about the SEO, the first thing they will answer are keywords. Well, keywords are just like the 0.1% of the whole system of the SEO. It's not the main one. The other stuff that you have to look into when it comes to the optimization. And the reason you're optimizing the website, not just for the sake of the search engine and Google, you're doing it because you want your customer to find you. They're typing the words, they're looking for the answers to the questions, and the website is mobile friendly, doing what it's supposed to do. Make sense? So you have to be directional. You have to have like a very clear path, like very clear vision, like why are you building this, right? So it is amazing that I still repeat this thing. I've been repeating this for like years when it comes to, like, teaching businesses how to, create that online presence, create the site, create the content. Everything has to be strategic. Everything has to be planned, not doing things haphazardly or because somebody told you to do it. Today I had a really interesting session. I was invited to talk to, basically, it's a Q&A session with businesses within the SBDC, and these businesses were asking some good questions. Some of the questions was like, I've been doing business through word of mouth. I mean, kind of, is successful, but now with all the situation going on, how can I build that online presence? Well, the first thing you have to know that there's no fast, what do you call it, result right now. You still have to build it slowly, and it depends on your budget. If you want to build something where you can invest in ads, of course you can utilize that. But if you want to build online presence through the website, through the social channels, that's going to take some time. But it's better for you to start than not having anything. You know what I mean? So there is the concept of having an online presence, which is website and the search engine. Then you have something called social media presence. And when it comes to social media, you have the organic posting content marketing, and you have the ad base. The ad base can get you a lot of results in a short period of time. The organic one will take you longer time. And the thing with the organic is that you have to be very creative. You have to be very strategic in terms of, like, what kind of content you need to put out there to build that trust, to build that awareness, to build that brand. Does that make any sense? Okay. Let's see. Got a message right here. Give me a minute. Beep, 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 beep. So let me know if you'll have any question beside this one. for today. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Ali's like laughing. Yeah, because if you study the concept of lead generation is so important. When I say lead generation, I'm not just talking about businesses like an insurance industry or real estate. I mean, everything you do online is to help you with your business. And how do you help your business? Is to get those customers. And how do you get your customers? You have to set up certain things in place so you can build that trust, that credibility, and win them, and they can, buy the product or the service from you. I mean, how do you analyze competition on a keyword? Well, if you use like Market Samurai, SpyFu, Keyword Spy, even SEMrush, those tools will show you how these certain words are highly competitive due to their algorithm or due to these sites popping up and taking all this traffic. So for example, if you're a dentist, of course, when you say dentist near me, that's highly competitive because every dentist probably uses that. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you build a site and put the material, you don't do the even if you do the keyword research to find out what kind of terminologies and keywords your customer are typing locally, that doesn't mean you have to build a website based only on that. You build a website based on the service you're providing and based on what your customer must have and need, right? Then you go do the analysis, because initially you have, hey Mark, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Initially you can do a quick basic keyword research to see what's out there. But maybe when you do a yoga business, for example, maybe you don't do Ashtanga yoga. Maybe you do hot yoga. So based on the research that you did previously, you saw all the keywords, you remembered, oh, okay, you know what? There's a tons of keywords for the subject hot yoga. Then you can analyze and see who are showing up for this keyword. Are my competitors showing up? Great. I need to probably be in the same game. Eric, Mama, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? It's been a long, long time since 2002. That's my buddy from my college. How you been, man? How was Nebraska? What is the best area to focus on residential real estate marketing? Excellent question. With the residential real estate marketing right now, if you are not a real estate investor, that could be a different story. But if you work with an actual real estate company like Keller Williams, KB Hill, and whatnot, typically sometimes they have their own site, right? They have their own site, generic site that they actually ask you to use it. Most of it, I would say, is kind of old and traditional. But when it comes to right now with the social media, with the online stuff, right, you have to be a little bit creative. So one of my friend, Jonathan De La Garza, who also is involved with the HUD homes or HUD properties. So several years ago, I trained him how to use the YouTube to basically show these places, and he's been doing it for like several months until he started to get customers actually buy the properties just by looking at it, right? So for you, I mean, right now specifically with the so-called pandemic, you can do Zoom, you can do live streaming, you can live stream it on your YouTube, on your Periscope, on your Facebook. Well, before you do that, you can announce it. You can use Canva to make a nice image about like an open house, and you share it locally, social on your social channels. Then you can go live and start showing these properties if you're allowed to, because I know in real estate some properties you're not supposed to possibly show. Okay, so that's one option. Secondly, and of course, organic takes time. You have to be very patient. Okay. Hey, Muhammad, thank you for tuning in. The second option right now, try to run a couple of tests with Facebook ads, because everyone's on Facebook or Instagram. Even within Facebook, there's a special category for real estate that you can select real estate, and Facebook will do its best to basically, and of course, based on how you set up the demographic, the zip code, the target, the income, and whatnot, to target those folks. And if you want to learn more about how to run Facebook ads, go to facebook.com/blueprint. There's a free course from Facebook to teach you how to utilize all the 15 categories in terms of running ad. In your situation, you can select a website traffic ad, which means it goes to your landing page, and it's a little bit cheaper actually. You can probably get it like 50 cents a click versus a lead ad. Lead ad basically means they're going to see your ad, whether it's a video or images, and when they click on submit, Facebook will show them a pop-up with the information filled up, and they're going to click a second submit, and that way you can collect the name and phone numbers and email and follow up with them and call them back. But the prices are a little bit pricey. Sometimes it's like probably dollar a click or $5 a click. Dave, how do you move a picture from your timeline to one of your albums? You cannot move it literally. You have to download it, right, and upload it back. Typically, if it's on your timeline, it should also show up on your picture. But there's no way to kind of I don't know if there's any way to move it around. So if you want to download it and upload back to a specific album within your Facebook. Yes, Eric. So try that. If you do things organically, I mean, right now when you do like right now I'm doing live streaming, you can see my face, you can see how I'm talking. So when you do that, your audience going to connect with you easily and quickly. They can see how you speak, how you talk. This is a real person, like as if they met you in real time. So my advice is try to do more of the live streaming, right? Show the properties around, talk about the prices, how much it costs, and here's your phone number, and like that, because it's so organic and you gotta be consistent, and that doesn't cost you anything. Then you can also use a website, for example, like answerthepublic.com, and you're going to put the word real estate and find out what are the most popular questions within your area that your potential customer asks. So you can use this question and post it in social media. You can grab this question and put your own answer. Use Canva to create a nice image with an answer and share them on the social channels. Because you know what? When you post content, especially organically on social media sites, you're trying to educate your target audience. You're trying to help them, right? So share things like question-based content, share things like case studies, how's the market locally doing, the do's and don'ts, of buying a house or selling a house, for example, right? Try to be that person who is an expert, and the way you're expert by giving the information, highly valuable information, educational stuff, right? But like I said, it takes time, but I do so you can do both. I advise you to do that on a consistent basis, live streaming, daily post. You can use Buffer app, or if you don't have more than one multiple social media channel, let's say just Facebook, then you can just use the scheduling system within Facebook page. If you're utilizing multiple channels, then use Buffer app to basically push those material. You can gather all the content and schedule it to go out. Then of course the investing in the ad. So go to facebook.com/blueprint and learn how to run Facebook ad, because you are going to make a lot of mistakes. That's fine. You're gonna learn from it. And if you need any help with running the Facebook ad, let me know. Let me look at it. I'll give you feedback. I'll have my team look at your ad and let you know if it's good or not, or what you need to adjust and tweak so you can acquire and get those leads. Okay. Just make sure that you already know this. In real estate, it's a lot of hustle. It's a lot of work. You can just sit on your couch and expecting things to happen. But right now, there's an opportunity because everyone's looking even to buy houses, believe it or not, but everything's done online. I've seen so many of my real estate clients and friends are actually using Zoom and live streaming to show properties. And you'd be surprised that people are actually buying homes even during the pandemic. Okay? So let me know if you have any more questions there. Okay, Dave, you got anything else for me? Let's see, it is 7:26 p.m. Central Time. Sorry about that, folks. All right, I'm just gonna wait for 1 more minute to see if there's any more questions. If not, I will bounce. And it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Okay, it's Friday. Do. Gotta fix all these. Okay, 1 more minute. All right, that's it. No more question. Thank you, folks. Hopefully, I'll see you all back next week, maybe Monday. Okay. All right. Keep those. Keep sending me those questions, and if you're watching this at the replay, tap the word replay, and that's it. You all have an awesome weekend, and don't work too hard. All right. Bye bye.